was over here by the Muteki booth when all of a sudden I saw this, a very serious RPG. This is Ben from Breadbrothers Games, and what can you tell me about the world of this, of Sully, the very serious RPG?
Well, Sully, a very serious RPG, is set in a world, it's kind of a normal JRPG world, except everyone in it has to deal with the trials and tribulations of the world without really breaking the fourth wall, And it's this is kind of a our coming of age tale, where the two characters who have grown up together are going to be spending their last summer together, because Crystal, the girlfriend of Darren, is going to go to college, and so things happen. They go on one last summer adventure together, and that's the premise of the setup for the game.
Okay. Now, one thing a lot of the RPGs have to deal with is try and be standing out from other RPGs. So, what makes this one stand out from all the others out there?
Well, all the other comedic RPGs, and I'll make no mistake, there are a few of them out there. In fact, it seems like most of the American JRPGs of the indie scene are comedic. This one, like I said, is trying to make most of its humor like inside the world, character-driven humor, and not breaking the fourth wall. Not that there's anything wrong with fourth wall breaking humor. And yeah, like plot-wise, we're going from that angle. Another thing that distinguishes this game from the other JRPGs is it's a rather lush battle system. There's a lot of large sprites that are have many frame animations, kind of drawing inspiration from a few places, but Valkyrie Profile would be one of the more easy to draw from, and that's graphically. It still is a turn-based battle system, although it does have action elements like Super Mario RPG did.
Now, I was playing the demo before we started talking, and one of the things I noticed is that there's a lot of talking sea life in the game. What significance do they have in the whole story?
Well, Sully, the titular character, who is not the hero, Sully is a talking clam, and during the game you collect up to 8 seafood characters that help you. So in the Lunar series, you had the flying kitties, which were, spoiler alert, baby dragons. And in both of the games, you had one of these flying kitties in your party following you around. And they would also show up in the battle system. And sometimes they would like do a cute slash and do 1 damage or something, or heal someone, or do something like that. A little minor effect. And I liked that idea. So I decided that we would have a set of seafood characters that you could equip. You can only have one equipped at a time, and they will do this exactly that. Well, they'll follow you around on the map like the flying kitties did, and they will hover around near the top of the party. And each one does a different kind of special battle helpful thing. Like Sully the clam, because he is a clam, will do buff you with defensive buffs sometimes, and because he's a jerk, he'll sometimes hit the enemies. Meanwhile, Sancho the sad octopus, because he's an octopus, will sometimes blind people with his ink, and because he's incredibly sad, will sometimes depress them into sleeping. This whole talking marine life thing is actually from the original version of this game. This is a remake. The original version of this game came out in about 1997 and was the demo RPG for an RPG making kit called Verge. That was available for free on the internet. It was made by a bunch of teenagers. I was one of the teenagers of that community. It was how I learned how to program. And the game was never finished. Never had a battle system. It was fun and playable. You can still download it today. It was called the Sully Chronicles. And it was never finished, so I got permission from the guy who made it. And I'm like, can I make this? Can I sell this? And I want to finish it. I want the burden for my soul. I want closure. And so that's what we have now. I renamed it Sully, a Very Serious RPG. I took the original characters and content and changed everything, kind of like the just like Battlestar Galactica's reboot, had the same names and the same basic premise, but a lot of different things happened there. Kind of the same thing.
All right. Now you've been this is your first major project outside of that game, as far as I'm aware, right? Or have you had other games before?
This is my first major project that Breadbrothers is shipping. Breadbrothers has shipped a few other games before. Games-wise, I was the executive producer of Dungeons of Dreadmore, which started its life as a Breadbrothers title way back in the day, but I eventually sold it to Nicholas Vining and Gaslamp Games, who finished the project. Wonderful people. You should go buy it if you haven't. Check out Clockwork Empire is currently in production. Other than that, no. I was mostly a Silicon Valley software engineer after I stopped making indie games around 2006.
Now the game, it's pretty good along. Is it how much longer until we can finally get our hands on the final project?
The final project is coming out in summer of 2013, which is this year.
But where can we expect to see this game when it finally does release?
This game is going to be coming out on all three of the common computer platforms, so Windows, OS X, and Linux. It is also coming out on PlayStation Mobile. And if you don't know what PlayStation Mobile is, that's the higher-end, some select higher-end Android devices and the Vita. It's a specific mobile platform that they're curating. If you go to the breadbros.com website, you can go pre-order the game right now for $5 off, and that will get you access when the game comes out to the Windows, Mac, and Linux versions together. You don't have to buy 3 different copies, So
you can see to be very serious about this very serious RPG.
It's very serious.